All right, good morning. Back out on the job site. So we finished up this fascia yesterday, and instead of doing the fascia around the whole building, we're gonna just do this side and going up the edge, square off our roof and start sheeting, because I've got James helping me today and I want to make sure that we can work together to sheet, and then I'll work on the fascia when it's just me. It takes more time, and I'll try to utilize James' help today. Once we get the building square, then it's sheeting time. Super exciting. So yeah, we'll get to it. All right, so we're just hooking up our straps now. We'll kind of, make sure that everything looks plumb, do our fascia, and then we'll fine tune square in the building. But we're hooking our straps up first because we can already tell that this side needs to be moved over a little bit. So that'll just make doing our fascia a little bit easier. We had a pretty gnarly windstorm that came through, and it tore off the roofs of about like a half a dozen buildings in our area, and the walls were braced and everything, but I didn't have the building chained up everywhere like what we're doing now. Should have already had done. But it blew the tip of the trusses on the shop side, which is like 30 feet. It blew them over about 3 inches, but our whole building shifted a little bit, which is, it can do that. Oh, sweet. So that's saying that this is good. So just that tension, I probably moved that over about that 3/4 of an inch roughly. Let's see where this one's at. Looks like almost center, and then if I scoot the top over, looks like the top on this side needs to come over about a 1/2 inch. So I can see, as I'm tightening this, I can see that chain giving a little bit more slack as I put tension on this. If I go out right, all right, that's pretty close. That's, if I move it out into level, it's about an 1/8 inch up top, and we still have to square the building. So for now, that's pretty good. Oh, that's so money. See if you can get a shot of that. So we're up here towards the top, and the string's lining up really nice. Once we get to here, it starts to come out on these. Focus, there we go. It starts to come out on about 4 or 5 here. That's the amount that I would need to pull just this section over. I'm not going to worry about that because it's so minute that what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it so that my fascia is really nice and straight. That's the little details you got to at some point decide when you're building what's worth your time and what affects your end result, because you could spend forever trying to make something perfect, and does that actually matter in the end? And in this case, it doesn't. Man, check out this view. Got the smoke rolling in. We got a fire that just took off not too far from us, and normally you can see all the mountains, but we got a thick layer of smoke. This 2x6 right here, try to see if you can see, it's pretty bowed, and so I can tell that this one sticks up about, when you look at the side, it sticks up about an inch in the middle. So we're gonna knock this out and get it replaced. And there's another one that you can see down this row, like right there, that's pretty wonky. So we'll end up replacing that one too. So yep, just got that nailed off. So now we're gonna pull a tape down from the top down to that corner and start squaring off our roof. So what we've got is this one on the corner. We're at 89 feet and 10 inches. And then this 100-footer goes all the way to the corner of the building over there. And we made sure that it's pulling just right off the corner. And so when we did the Pythagorean theorem with our rise and our run, we need to be at 98 feet 3 3/8. So we're looking at a little over a ½ inch. We need to move the tip of the building that way about a ½ inch, and that's pretty dang good. I mean, I'm just to see that, honestly, yeah, a ½ inch, pretty impressive at 100 feet. That's freaking sweet. So that's not bad. So we'll go make our adjustment on the chain. We'll put a strap up and pull the building that way, just at the tip, and then we know that we got a square building. We'll start sheeting. All right, let's go see what that looks like with our tapes. I might go give it one more click. Oh, you hear it moving up there? That's freaking right where we want to be. If I pull hard, I can stretch it over, and if I let a little off, it wants to pull back. So we're good. Nice, and we're happy. We're squared off. Man, cutting this center bar out of these forks, gosh, that's such a good idea. This time I'll make sure to have more stickers under it so it's not so hard to grab. I'm gonna check my tippiness right here. Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't feel tippy. So I didn't check my inventory on roofing nails before we were about to get started on this. I just assumed I had a couple boxes from the last project, and I did not. And so I remembered we used them on a different siding project. So what we're gonna do, just to keep things moving, is we're gonna just start putting sheets up and just nailing off our corners. And then once we got all of our corners nailed off, then we'll come back through later with our roofing nailer and just pop everything in. I think we need to rip a sheet at 4 feet so that it staggers.
Okay.
Because you want your
4 feet. Okay.
Yeah, you don't want all your seams to land on the same. You want them staggered. So some people will do 2 foot and then 2 foot, and that way they stagger even more. But just cutting it 1 at 4 so that they're checkered is the way to go.
Okay.
And then smooth sides down, rough sides up. Nice work. Here, I'll show you how to carry these. Drag it over to where you're kind of in the middle of it, and then lift it up so that you got the corner on it, like this. Then you can get your hands underneath it.
In this pocket. So
So yeah, use the corner. And we'll probably want to flip how we're carrying them. So Shell, I was thinking if we try to load up and leave at 12:45,
Okay.
that should give us enough time. Just got back from Bend. We were out running errands and talking with our metal supplier about the panels that we're going to do on this roof, and kind of figuring out trim details for our soffit, giving them a down payment to order the materials. We're going to do a 16-inch standing seam roof on this that's going to be a mechanical fastener where you put clips down every 3 foot, you put your panel down, it attaches to those clips, and then when you put the next panel on, you can hem over the one panel to the other one. And then I guess there's a tool we can use where you can put like a drill into it, and it'll run up the seam and go all the way up. So I'm just going to take this next hour to go through and finish putting in the rest of the nails into all of these sheets so that I can not lose track of where I'm at. And all of a sudden we got half the sheets up, half of them are nailed all the way and some aren't, and all of a sudden you can't tell. So I'm just going to go through and finish nailing in all of these sheets that we put up already, and if I can do that and still have any time, then I'll just run a few extra sheets. These are the roofing nails that I picked up, galvanized, ring shanked, 2 3/8. So we're shooting these out of the 21-degree gun, and so this covers our requirements for shear strength. I'm getting ready to work on the fascia on this side of the building. I didn't pre-cut these at a 512 on the ends of my 2x8s coming off, because on that side I had to do a little bit of trimming anyways, and so as we were installing them I could tell that they were probably going to need to be cut, so I left them long. So what I've done is I'm on this end here, I've made myself a little jig, and this is cut at a 512 here, and then this will sit on top of the board. So on my end here I've set it down so I can see where it meets down at the bottom. I made a line, so now I'm going to go to this other end over here and I'm going to set it down, make a mark. I'll pull a string across the top, and then that way I can just butt this up against the string, make a mark. I'll go through and I'll cut all these. That way I know that they're all lined up exactly where I want them. And then the other side, it's going to be the same process. Here's a nice straight one. And then look at this one, just way off. I mean, this is how much it's bending. So, gonna replace it. I couldn't remember what my level cut was, and I thought it was like 66. It's actually 67.38, and that's the difference there, which would have, you know, given me a high spot on my roof. Wouldn't have been a big deal. But how to figure out what your bird's mouth cut is: 5-inch pitch, and then 12-foot run, and then a diagonal of 13 feet. That's the 512 plumb cut. And then my level cut is 67.38. So for a bird's mouth, here's your 512 pitch, which is your 22 point whatever, and then this is your level cut, 67.38. And so I'll cut this out for my bird's mouth, and I on all my bird's mouth I decided 2 3/4 inch to here is how much I'm cutting out. So that's up to you, whatever, unless your engineer calls out a certain size cut to keep your overhang strength the same. But for me, that's how I'm cutting out my bird's mouth, just in case you missed that in a different video. Saw. Just had to go get the saw off the overhang. Of course, you know, I can't learn to not keep putting all my stuff attached to the building. It's like as soon as I'm done using a tool, it should go back in the lift. Nope, put it on the building. Do it like 500 times. Also, it's like I get the biggest lift, and then I just feel like I'm just constantly not utilizing the space properly. Spoiled rotten with a big lift, and here I am overcrowding it all the time. Let's get this cut. Little smoked teriyaki elk jerky. Got that board replaced and getting ready to put this fascia up. I've got a board I just put in to hold the fascia for me on that side. kind of double check in. Hope this one's a little bit high. Most of these are sitting pretty good. That one's just a hair off. Got this big wrench. Should have been using this on the other side, so I don't have to take the time to pre-screw a board into it. And just use the wrench. Pull it into place. I think I'm gonna do the fascias on both sides first. You know, do them here, I'll do them over there. Then I'll put these top pieces on, and then once I get all that in, then we'll touch base and I'll show you how I'm doing that corner. This is a 2-foot overhang, and this is a just under a 1-foot overhang. And I'm planning on putting soffit board flat underneath this part of the overhang. Same thing over here. I just pulled off and met my angle, drew a 45, and then came square off of this, which also, when I do that, is level. A good sign everything's lined up. What I'll do is I'll just cut this here, put a 2x here. I've got this marked down at a 512, and then if I put my level on the bottom of these two here, I just scribed across here, and then my soffit will be flat underneath here, and then where this starts to come up right here is at the same place that it comes up out here. Once I cut it, it'll connect to this board and just transition straight up. So I'll go ahead and get all these cut and then show you what it looks like afterwards. You can see that those now line up, and that's where the soffit will start to angle out. I'll probably cut this flat right here. I don't know yet. Getting ready to set up the track saw. I got this one on Amazon. I think it was like 136 bucks. It's PowerTech, and I've been using it for a little while and I really like it. It was quite a bit less expensive than buying the Milwaukee track. So that's the track saw I'm using, is the Milwaukee. This thing is a game changer. Having the track saw, I should have gotten one a lot sooner. What I'm using the track saw for is the end of my overhang down there coming up. I don't line up exactly with my sheeting to land on these purlins. From there, I'm gonna actually have to trim just a little bit so that it lands halfway on that purlin. It's 47.5, so I need to, subtract a 1/2 inch plus another 3/4 inch to make sure I'm landing right in the middle of this purlin, which comes out to 46 3/4. When I transition onto these purlins, then I'll switch from running this way to running my sheeting this way. Once we get this section done, then it'll be pretty much just slapping down the OSB and moving quick. So I'm excited to knock this out. Just as I talk about this track, Good morning. Back out here. It's Monday. Getting ready to do some more sheeting, and something that I overlooked and I didn't talk about, which is a huge bummer, is I didn't gap all of my sheeting like you're supposed to. Some of it just naturally has some gaps in it a little bit because I wasn't like smashing them all together super tight, so I think that kind of saved me. So I'm really happy that I wasn't like smashing them close together, because I totally overlooked that detail, which is a super rookie mistake, but that's all right. I know where I'm at now, and I'm glad I also put a bunch of nails in. I was probably putting in more nails than what the engineer actually calls for, just because I want a really strong building. But from here on out, we're going to be setting nails in here so that we can get an 1/8 inch gap between all of our sheeting. So something like this is a great amount of gappage already. And I haven't seen any bowing. It actually did rain on the top of this roof last time I was sheeting, and I haven't had any bowing or any buckling. So I'm not too worried about it, but I'm gonna set up the GoPro over here for our time lapse, and I got James helping me today, so we're gonna see how quick we can knock this out while being meticulous about getting all our nails in, and then we'll get started on this side. Oh, awesome, dude.
Harvey Olive.
Are you looking for Olive and Harvey?
And I can sneak it up. Can sneak up of Harvey.
Oh. Well, right on.
Found Olive.
Yeah, I'm sure Harvey's just digging a hole somewhere. He's all right.
Man,
Oh,
well,
I hear Olive. You hear Olive? Henry, you missed a train went by. A train.
We did miss it.
It went by already.
There'll be another. We'll get the next one.
Light bar is looking pretty good.
That sucker's bright.
Give a little awooga.
Henry, you gonna push it?
Henry, give a little awooga for the audience. Nice.
That's loud. That's really loud.
Good morning, back out on the job today, and yesterday I was able to sheet almost half of the building, and so pretty stoked on that. And the goal today is to work on sheeting the dormer here, and once we get this sheeted, then we can be back to running fast between James and I got James out here helping me, so while I'm working on sheeting up the dormer here, James is going to work on putting the hurricane ties down below on all these 2x8s. So he's going to do that. He's going to put some blocking up over there to hold our sheets up when we get started. So while he's working on that, I'm going to try to get this dormer busted out, and then yeah, hopefully we can get this side knocked out today. And if we finish that early, then we'll dive into the fascia here on the shop. I'm assuming the shop, it could be done in one day with two of us, but if it's just me, it would probably take me 2 days. I think we're supposed to get some rain today. There's a 40% chance, and it's looking like some storm clouds over there. This side is storm clouds, and that side over there is smoke from wildfires. It's pretty smoky, and you can just smell it in the air, but it's a lot clearer than it has been, that's for sure. Good temps for working in. Happy to be out here.
down, down, down. May his breath in your wings keep you flying. May the love in his heart make you strong. May he dry every tear when you're crying, and be the warm flame when the night gets too long. Lay it down, down, down. Lay it down, down, down. Bring your heavy load. Lay it down, down, down. Lay it down, down, down. Lay it down, down, down. Ooh. If you're broken heart, lay it down, down, down.
We didn't film this first part, but I put a couple nails in, and then we started kind of making sure we liked where our panel was. But the issue is we weren't quite where we wanted to be. We wanted to scoot this sheet up of like 3/16, and we had to pull our nails out. So when you're laying your first sheet out, just use screws, just in case you need to make an adjustment or turn it a little bit. And so we're putting screws, and then we're gonna cut a 4 foot, and then we'll do a 4. And we'll run this row all the way up with both of them, or at least a couple of sheets, and then we'll add another one. We're gonna just try to keep the lift underneath us while we work. Okay, gotcha.